Little podcast, mini, just a tip on why they dilute magnesium, transdermal magnesium, magnesium oils. They don't tell you they dilute. They do it. They say they do it. Some people, if they'll admit it, because they don't have to disclose if it's diluted or whatever. So they will just say that it's for the good of the consumer because that way it doesn't sting. Because transdermal magnesium has a slight sting when you first start applying it, especially depending on the level of dependency or deficiency. It's not always a sign because sometimes the deficiency is at a deeper level and the skin is okay, so it's not always perfect, but it can signal that. And a lot of people that notice it'll sting at first and then it'll kind of like tingle and then it'll come down to just being normal and almost like water. And this can happen over a month, over a week, and so it's not a bad thing, but the thing is you want that. You want that power that it has. You want it to kind of have that sting, to be honest, or after you get used to it, you can't help it, right? It's gone. But what I'm saying is that's not a bad sign. Just like a curative crisis, if you know what that is in homeopathy or in medicine in general, where something's working, you start taking something and then something supposedly bad starts happening. But then this bad thing is actually a regularization, or what do you call it? Speaking French again. Like something is coming back into to harmony, and so that's creating like a discomfort at first. And so it doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch it, but just usually it's just getting something out. Like for example, we had someone that was using the Transdermal Magnesium R brand, and the red, she had all this red on her. And she was like, I can't believe it. You didn't tell me to go progressively. I was like, it's written on there. But she just went all crazy. But then after she contacted me and said, well, what's funny is after that red explosion on the skin, it removed like my pityriasis. I'm speaking French again, but whatever. I forget what the word is for that. It's not psoriasis, but it's something similar, pityriasis. And she was like, it's gone. It hasn't come back since then. So obviously it was doing some good, even though it seemed like it had a little bit too much character for her at first. But so that's why they dilute it, to take away that character, and they want to make it to where they can just streamline it, where everybody can use it. And then also they make money, right? You got to spend less, and so you can dilute and just get it down to where it's almost nothing, and then you have just like cheap products, just like a lot of other cheap products out there that don't really do anything. So that's the other reason, is for money, and then they also use very cheap Asian solvent extracted, chemically treated stuff from Salt Lake or from the sea, the open sea, which is horrible because it becomes contaminated when we concentrate the minerals there. And so, depending on where the region is, and typically, the ocean in general has increased sevenfold. It's mercury and other things in the last century. So there's some dangers there, but in general, the best. That's why we have the Zechstein Inside, because it's got a certification, the logo, and it's the only and original source in Veendam, Holland for the Zechstein. Everybody's claiming Zechstein, but nobody has the certification. So if the logo's not on the bottom, not only do you know it's not the real thing, it's not coming from Holland, so it's not coming from this natural stone, which they call white gold there, which you can't recreate. You can recreate magnesium oils through all sorts of chalk and everything else, but you cannot recreate this stone. And this Bischofite clear stone is a natural form of magnesium chloride, so that cannot be recreated. But it can look like it's been recreated just by saying magnesium oil Zechstein, because the word can't be controlled. So that's why Zechstein Inside, batch protocol coming from that city, etc., is the way that they control it. And then the fact that it's in blue glass bottles, healthy glass, that helps you to see the difference in quality and go the extra mile, spending $3 a week, which isn't that expensive for the biggest deficiency in the world that does so many things in the body, over 800 processes, to $1.50 a week, which is half that price, and then you're losing the whole total effect. You're losing the full spectrum effect and all the chelation, uptake, bonding, and all the things that it can do when it hasn't been chemically treated and solvent extracted, etc. So that's the real reason they dilute it, is to just, to make it softer and make it work less and make more money. And so anyway, and that's the same reason they put it in plastic bottles. There's no other justification for plastic bottles than just to save money, and it doesn't really matter anyway. And we're already kind of screwed, right? Like there's nothing we can do about all this plastic. Might as well just keep it coming. And that's ridiculous, especially when it comes to magnesium, because magnesium, through its enzymes and magnesium-dependent enzymes, it helps chelate all of these endocrine disruptors out of our body through the sweat glands, through transpiration, through other emunctories. So the goal is to get this stuff out so we don't have to work out and be workout junkies every 5 minutes because we're trying to push this stuff out of us, all this intoxication, which forces us into a slavery of body conditioning where all we think about is the physical world. There's no more body, soul, and spirit healing. We are just healing the body. That's all we're doing because it's so important, because we're being assailed from all sides. So if you have the deficiencies done right and you can do these things right, then you will be able to get that break from that, and you can focus on the soul and spirit and other areas of your life. So without having to be in the gym every 5 minutes. So anyway, this is an interesting. They never tell you it's diluted. They never tell you it's chemically extracted. They just say Zechstein, ancient, Permian, genuine Zechstein. They have all of these labels, self-certified labeling. And sometimes they even go so far. We've traced all of them. So sometimes they even go so far as to have labs in Holland scan their sent-in products off-site. So then nobody knows what's really going on. And nobody knows even if they had some Zechstein at the beginning, some real stuff, and then they just started mixing it. So the reason why the logo is so important is because then we can retake that same bottle and scan it. We'll know what they're doing with it because we know what it looks like. So it needs to be done right. Yeah, come check it out at theheartoftradition.com and get the right stuff for $3 a week. Thank you.